Shabbat Shalom, let's join together. Yanai, 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 yanai,
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's great to see all of you. Let's begin with a heart tap. I know we come from far and wide. I know people are out of state, in great places within the state, and certainly in your home as well. I've also spoken to many of you, and I want to acknowledge that some of you are home quarantining. Some of you just got back from the hospital. Some of you played pickleball on a beautiful day. Some of you gardened and summer has finally arrived in New England. I hope you enjoyed the weather today. It feels like the winter is finally over and spring is here. And the lilacs are out and some of the new flowers, and spring is in bloom. So it's great to see you. It's great to celebrate Shabbat. And let us now begin together with the Nigun, and then we'll join Rabbi Sherman in the sanctuary. I am joined by Rabbi Sapphire, who, Rabbi Sapphire, it wasn't you we were hearing, but it's great to see you. And Cantor Zell, I want to acknowledge as well. I think her camera is off, but she's on Zoom tonight. So it's great to have you back. And let's continue in song.
Yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai, yai nai 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 nai.
Thank you, Student Rabbi Lesner. Let's now continue in the sanctuary, joining Cantor Rosenberg and Rabbi Sherman.
Are we together with our Zoom sanctuary yet? Yes. So Shabbat Shalom to all of us here in this sacred space, our collective sacred space in our sanctuary, our collective sacred space on Zoom. Let us begin by bringing in light to Shabbat, the light of goodness, the light of blessing, the light of encouraging us to stop and reflect on the beauty of Shabbat and what's truly important in our lives, our friends, our family, our community. So on Zoom, I invite you to bring your candlesticks into your Zoom box so we can bring more light into our midst. And I want to invite Allison Kerr up to light our Shabbat candles as we bring into light into this space. Evan, who's becoming bar mitzvah this week. I am so sorry. I'm jumping ahead and not even looking. Evan Garber, I'm so happy that you are here to teach your Torah and become a leader in our people, and you get to light our Shabbat candles. I'm so glad I asked Allison, because that's okay. All right, so will you take our candle here and bring more lights, bring more goodness into our midst by lighting our Shabbat candles. Perfect. So let's bring the light as we join together in this blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליקנה של Shabbat.
Mazel tov to you and your family. We'll see you tomorrow. So let us continue by bringing in these words of Shabbat with Kabbalat Shabbat, page 130, Lechu Neranenah.
Let's sing together with our voices, all as one, and we won't stop till we fill the room. Lechu Neranenah, Lechu Neranenah.
Which means, come, let us sing.
Kadma fanav betodah bizmirot nariyalo ya la 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 la.
Page 138, we continue with the words of Lecha Dodi. Come, let us greet Shabbat. Keep and remember a single command. That God is one, God is all.
מתחילה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה התעוררי כי בעורף קומי אורי אורי
Awake and
שיר
sing.
דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לי 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 בואי ושלום עטרת עלה גם בשמחה ובצהלה
Enter in gladness.
תוך אמוני עם סגולה
Come to us, enter in joy.
בואי חלה
בואי
חלה הולך דודי לקראת כלה ופני שבת נקבלה הולך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה פני שבת
Having entered into this moment, let's continue with the Baruch Hu, the call to worship. If you're using a prayer book, page 146.
Lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 ya lai 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 am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
And we respond together as one.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed Le'olam va'ed Yalalai lai lai 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 Yalalai lai
Let's be seated now. And now that we've opened our hearts a little wider than they were perhaps only 15 minutes ago, let us open ourselves up to the words of Shema, listening that God is all around us.
Shema
Yisrael,
Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Eloheinu.
together. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Amen. Continue on page 158, singing as Moses and Miriam and all the Israelites did this song of redemption, of freedom, of joy, to look ahead and see all the possibilities out ahead of them. Page 158. We continue on page 161 with the prayer that our community holds so dear, that there be love and understanding and shalom that spreads from here in the center all throughout our communities, all throughout the world, as Shabbat settles over each one of us.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Hashkivenu Leshalom V'ha'amidenu Shomreinu Lechayim Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Hashkivenu Leshalom. Let there be love, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We have arrived at the Amidah, the Tefillah, the center of our service, as we have arrived here at Shabbat after a long week filled with many things, hopefully many moments of joy and maybe perhaps moments of difficulty. And for all of those moments, we can zero in on the things that we are grateful for, the things that connect us to our lives, to the world around us, to our community. And so if you're on Zoom, let's fill up that chat box with moments of gratitude. And here in the room, let's hold them in our hearts and fill this space with joy as we open our hearts and open our mouths for prayer. Page 164.
I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, V'yagi Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, V'yagi Tehilatecha. Open up our lips so we may praise your name. Open up our hearts so we can feel our pain. Open up our souls so let our love make us whole. And we will praise your name, Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, V'yagi Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, V'yagi Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chazdei Avot V'imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, L'ma'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
Continue the prayers of our own hearts with the prayers that we find on the words of the page.
A prayer for peace, Oseh Shalom, page 180. Oseh Shalom, Imromahu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, Ve'alkom, Israel, Ve'imeru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, Imromahu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, Imromahu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, Amen. Oseh Shalom, Imromahu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imeru, Amen.
With all these words of peace, these words of Shabbat, these words of joy, and with gratitude, we also take time in our service to recognize those who are in need of a Misha Berach prayer. whether healing of mind, healing of body, or healing of spirit. I invite you, if you are on Zoom, to place the names of those you are thinking of in the chat box. And if you are here in our sanctuary and if you're thinking of anyone and would like to share their names out loud, our clergy will come and find you so you can share their names. Eric. For all those names said out loud, for all those names said in our chat box, and for all those names who we keep close to our hearts, let's join together with words of Misha Berach, page 371.
Misha Berach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
And so as we do each week, offering gratitude to God for the sacred moments and joys and blessings in our lives, wanted to invite you to raise your hand if you celebrated a birthday this week. Or on Zoom, you can raise your hand. Lots of birthdays. Happy birthday. Mazel tov. Leah, you celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday. Mazel tov. Happy birthday. And happy birthday to you. Laura Klopfer celebrated a birthday. I think Joe Blumenfeld had a birthday today. Happy birthday. And so we also are celebrating the mitzvahs of Josie Goodman. Mazel tov, there you are. Mazel tov, and Samantha Clark, and Sky Shecklin, and Evan Garber. Mazel tov to you on this, and your families on this special weekend. Any anniversaries that we're celebrating this week? And on Zoom, I'm sure there are some, and we wish you mazel tov. And so let us give thanks to God for life and for blessing, for being here in this moment and time.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Amen. Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. So in 1986, some of the most extraordinary Torah echoed throughout our nation. heard on the mountaintops in the Rockies, came forth from the suburbs of Chicago, and certainly heard on the streets of Philadelphia. A young man shared loudly the words of our ancestors. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. So we can thank Ferris Bueller for those important and meaningful words. You knew that was coming. One of the most beautiful things about TBE is the way in which we nurture the stopping and the looking around amidst the fast-paced life in which we live. We just did this with our Shehechianu prayer, thanking God for being here at this time, at this particular moment. And we use our tradition to stop and recognize holiness of Shabbat when we recite Kiddush, as we sanctify and mark sacred times and days with the sweetness of wine and grape juice. And one of the first things that I learned at TBE is how Rabbi Sissenwein gathers Bar Mitzvah students before their services to remind them that life indeed moves pretty fast. And he has said hundreds, thousands, a lot, many times, this is exactly why our rabbis put ritual in our lives, to slow us down. And so it is our Parsha this week, Emor, where we learn all about marking time, holy time, significant time, milestones in our lives. Our text says, Ele moadei Adonai mikra'e kodesh yelechem. These are my fixed times of Adonai, which you shall proclaim as sacred occasions. Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel writes that Judaism is a religion of time, aiming at the sanctification of time. Unlike the person who lives in the mundane, to whom time is unvaried, to whom all hours are alike, quality less, empty shells, the Bible senses the diversified character of time. There are no 2 hours alike, he says. Every minute is unique, the only one we are given at the moment, exclusive and endlessly precious. And I would add, worthy of recognition. And so with all this intentionality laid out for us, we learn to mark time. And we do it in part because life moves so fast that we need to find and create moments in our lives to linger. In the Torah, our text begins with Shabbat, reminding us that we have this critical moment of pause each week before our text goes on to list all of our holidays and sacred times. And also, we learn from Rashi that this verse reminds us that we should learn not only to celebrate these moments, but that we should learn to become students, practiced in their observance. In the last 10 days, Rabbi Sissenwein, our teacher of many of these sacred moments, the one who has helped shape and guide our community to become a community that practices Shehechianu, practices gratitude, and experiences gratitude for the big moments and the in-between, received an honorary doctorate from the Hebrew Union College Jewish Institute of Religion on the 25th anniversary of his ordination in recognition of 25 years of distinguished professional service. Ironically, as I speak about the sacredness of marking time, these degrees were awarded 2 years late. Joel was among 34 rabbis who received their honorary Doctor of Divinity in 2020, and yet only conferred this past week. And so, Rabbi Sissenwein, I know that at times you have joked about this doctorate from HUC, but you should know that as the person who teaches us to live in the sacred, we wanted to take a few moments tonight in the context of our Parsha of sacred times and within the holiness of Shabbat, just to say thank you to you and mazel tov to you on this moment in your rabbinate. Now, marking sacred time is one important part, but we also learn from our tradition that the passage of time allows for new Torah to be explored. In fact, in the Talmud we learn, if one studied Torah in his youth, he should study more Torah in his old age. If he had students in his youth, he should have additional students in his old age. This is not a comment on your age, but rather the enduring ability and the enduring responsibility each of us have to bring new Torah into this world as a way of living within moments with new clarity and finding new purpose on this path towards shalom. Frequently, Rabbi, you mention to me that you still get student-run tickets on Broadway because, as you like to say, you're a student of Torah. Rabbi Sissenwein, you are an incredible... Rabbi Sissenwein, does it work?
I feel like I need to explain that one.
Okay, go ahead.
Can I explain?
Yeah,
now that
go
you
ahead.
now that you outed me, I'm on Broadway. I go up to the guy, what's your cheapest seat? I'm alone, I'm leaving from a conference, and he says, oh, I have student tickets. I said, well, I'm a student of Torah. And he said, oh, my brother's in rabbinical school. Here are tickets. So it worked. I saw a great show, $15.
And you're a student of
I'm
Torah.
a student of
And you're
Torah.
a student of Torah. You're an incredible teacher of Torah because you are indeed a student of Torah. And it is in this pursuit of knowledge that you inspire us to reflect on the learning we share in each and every day. And so in doing so, we have the ability for greater meaning and purpose on our path towards shalom as we mark each day with sacred awareness and blessing. And so your community, TB staff and clergy wants you to know that we are humbled and grateful to be students that study from, with, and alongside you. And there's a custom to recite a psalm, the psalm numbered associated with the special event one is celebrating, a birthday, an anniversary, or otherwise. And so tonight I want to conclude with the words of Psalm 25 as a prayer of a teacher. The psalmist writes, "Let me know your paths, O Lord. Teach me your ways. Guide me in your true way and teach me. For you are God, my deliverer. It is you I look to at all times." And we look to all sorts of places to learn and grow. And we thank you, Rabbi Sissenwein, for accompanying us on a path so that we can make the sacred and holy journey unique and meaningful in each our own lives. And how beautiful it is to share that within our community. Thank you for giving us another reason to mark sacred times in our lives. May you be strengthened in your rabbinate, and may your rabbinate and community continue to strengthen you.
And we know that as we give you strength, you will strengthen us. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Be strong, and may you strengthen all of us. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Chazak, 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 v'nit chazek. There is a power in this place and time. It shapes the rest of our lives. When we return each year, we find a truth we can't deny. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong, let us celebrate our lives. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek.
So Rabbi Sissenwein, we'd like to invite you forward to the Ark for a moment where we get to offer you a blessing, as you are a blessing to so many of us. And I'd like to invite some friends who have gotten the opportunity to learn alongside you for so many years. So please come on forward as we navigate around all of our instrumentation. Mishaberach Avotenu ve'imotenu, Abraham, Yitzchak ve'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel ve'Leah, Mi shenatan Torah leMoshe, Aharon uMiriam, uleNevi'im, uleNesi'im, uleRabbanim, hu yivarech et Rabbeinu u'morenu hazeh. May the Holy One who brought blessing to our forebears, those who forged the links in our Torah's chain of transmission from Sinai to Spain, from the shtetls to Cincinnati, shower blessings upon our rabbi and teacher, Rabbi Dr. Joel Sissenwein, whom we honor today as we mark his 27th year as a sacred servant of the Jewish people.
May your eyes continue to shine with the light of Torah, reflecting back the lights that you have kindled in the hearts and minds of the generations of disciples that you have raised up.
May your heart continue to be open to the needs and hopes, the disappointments and dreams of those who came to you seeking solace and strength. And may you be endlessly refilled with compassion for yourselves and for others.
May your hands continue to be strengthened as you have extended hands to lift up the fallen, to build bridges, and to gather and shape communities.
May your voice continue to ring with the prophets' powerful calls for justice and with the leaders' call to action. May the wisdom of your years always find a home in receptive ears.
Let us all join together. Eternal source of blessing, we are grateful for the gift of Rabbi Sissenwein's leadership, learning, and love. We pray that he will continue to be strong and of good courage as we grow from strength to strength together in community.
B'schar zeh HaKadosh Baruch Hu yishmerecha v'yatzilecha mikol tzara v'tzuka u'mikol nega u'machala v'yishlach bracha v'hatzlacha v'chol ma'aseh yadecha in Kol Yisrael v'nomar Amen. So, Rabbi Sissenwein, we have a few more words and gifts for you. We'll close the doors of our ark so we can have a seat.
Max, can we bring Rabbi Set? There she is. Hey, Rabbi. Can we hear you?
Shalom, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Awesome. Feels familiar on the screen again, and I'm sorry I can't hear in person. But Rabbi Sissenwein, we want to make sure to present you with a few gifts, as you are surely a gift to all of us. We thought long and hard how we could honor you. And we thought, let us just give him one of his favorite things. So Rabbi Harper has a little tote bag for you, and I want to apologize because the vibe is that everything we order is either back ordered, canceled, or doesn't show up on time, just like your degree. So not everything has arrived, but it will soon. The first thing is that the theme of your gift, just like all of your favorite things, are bagels and fish. So the bag that Rabbi Harper has for you, you can see we designed the outside, and I think it says PhD, which is what you have earned, in bagels. I want to officially acknowledge that you are a connoisseur of bagels, a PhD in bagels. And inside that bag are a few things. The first is that you will be receiving a subscription, a reoccurring subscription of New York Bagels to your home. That's not in the bag, but it will come. In the bag, I think, a container of white fish salad, a mug for your coffee that says rabbi. What is the definition of a rabbi? You can read it all yourself. A few things I want to lift up that it says. Rabbi blows your mind every Shabbat, among other things, are on that mug. In there, your favorite candy, Swedish fish, gefilte fish, and a few other blessings for you. So that's what's in your gift bag. So let's continue. We wanted to make sure to bless you from near and far. So I'm going to ask Max to share a little video that we have put together for you. And you might just recognize one of your favorite people with a blessing for you.
Hey Joel, it is great to celebrate your long tenure at Temple Beth Elohim, and especially to celebrate finally your being awarded your Doctor of Divinity degree. You have given so much to your congregation, to the Jewish people, to the Reform movement. I always look to you for guidance and counsel and wisdom. You have done so much for me as a friend, and we wish you many, many more years of success and joy and fulfillment in your congregation and in your rabbinate. Mazel tov. May together you and I both go from strength to strength.
Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Be strong, let us celebrate our lives. Be strong, let us strengthen one another. Chazak, chazak, v'nit chazek.
So before we move into counting sacred time, do you want to say a word?
I would love
All
to.
right.
2 minutes, just 2 minutes. I just want to thank you. That was incredibly meaningful, so I really deeply, deeply appreciate it. I just want to say I had lunch with Philip today as kind of the beginning of our sad farewell. And want to just announce to everybody honoring Philip in a few weeks. But, people have said, he's going to this prestigious synagogue and he'll be such a young rabbi, 38 years old. And I was 32 when I arrived at Temple Beth Elohim. So I don't know what they were thinking, but I'm incredibly grateful. In all seriousness, this was very meaningful for me. I wasn't sure what it would mean. The joke in the Reform movement is to get your honorary doctorate, it doesn't take much. Although some people would call it a Purple Heart, the doctorate, which is to say, you get battered and bruised, and if you're still standing after 25 years, they give you an honorary doctorate, meaning that's the Purple Heart. And in my case, that's not true at all. It does not feel that way at all. And so I consulted with my teacher, my thesis advisor, Larry Hoffman, who Jody mentioned last week, who helped bring her to TBE. And he said to me, actually, the 25th year is a big year. He said, early in your rabbinate, when you're 32 or 33, there are lots of voices in your head telling you what a rabbi should be. And he said, at 25 years, God's voice is a little more prominent than the voice inside. And you can really be the rabbi that you were intended to be and that God intended you to be. And this is the beginning, the honorary doctorate, of your most creative years and perhaps your most productive years in your rabbinate. And so if Jody said last week, I'm a cyclone, watch out. It's good that Philip's leaving, and it'll just make it that much easier. But in all seriousness, I'm looking forward to the next stage, and I'm just grateful each and every day for this moment. So in thinking back of when I was a kid, I knew I wanted to be a rabbi, but I also wanted to be Dr. J. And so, hey, finally, I get to be Dr. J. Not what I thought I would be when I was, 12 years old.
That's
in
awesome.
that sense, exactly. Dr. J was a great basketball player in Philadelphia. You had to know who Dr. J was. But in all seriousness, the honorary doctorate has great meaning for me because it's not a Purple Heart. It's filled with a marker that this next period is incredibly exciting for me, and to spend it here is incredibly meaningful with all of you and with our incredible team of professional staff. So thank you, Rabbi Sapphire, who's at home, Cantor Zell, everyone here, and to our whole congregation. And with that, I'm not leading Zoom the end of the service, but who is?
Before we
we're going to count
jump to
Omer in
Zoom,
here.
let's count this sacred time that we are in. So let us recite together this blessing for counting the Omer, this 28th day. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat haomer. Our praise to you, Adonai, sovereign of all, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to count the Omer. And let's read together. Hayom shmona ve'esrim yom shehem arba shavuot la'omer. Today is the 28th day of the Omer, which is 4 weeks of the Omer. Amen.
Let's all rise now in the sanctuary for the words of Aleinu, our concluding prayers.
We are going to continue, my friends, as we transition to think of those who are no longer physically in our lives, but always in our hearts as we turn to words of memory. Our chat is open. I invite you to remember those who you are thinking of while I share a few names for our community and also names that I have been asked to read. Recently deceased Jocelyn Belloc, Israel Leon Dogan, Sally Glickman, Kevi Kirschenbaum, Adrian June Levine, Asya Musayev, Harry Rich, Ruth Sarafi, Ralph Zimmerman, and not yet interred, Benjamin Schwartz, Marilyn Quaker, and Catherine Lanza. We also recall the yahrzeits of Edith Cohen, Irving Jerry Drucker, Abe Friedman, Alan Hecht, David Ifshin, and those who are mentioned in our chat. Zichrono livracha, zichronam livracha. May their memories be for a blessing. So let's turn to the words on our screen as we recite the Mourner's Kaddish together. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru. Amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mivarach le'olam olmei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitzba'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei shalom Rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imaru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imaru. Amen.
Hu ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Hu ya'aseh shalom, ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
So much, Zach. Before we conclude with final blessings, a few announcements for everyone. Our e-blast goes out every single week Friday at 1 o'clock. So if you want a fuller list of everything that is going on, please check your email from that time. I will call attention to the fact that our Summer Institute of Learning and Adult Engagement has been planned. It is on the books, and you can look forward to wonderful gatherings of all kinds, learning, exploring, doing, sharing time together. And of course, we'll gather each week for Shabbat. This week coming up next Sunday, we have a special Prime Timers Trail Walk and Nosh. Rabbi Sherman will be teaching on Monday, the 16th. Of course, any opportunity to learn with him should take advantage of that. We will be continuing to count the Omer each night on Facebook and gathering in person this Tuesday to count and discuss. And finally, Rabbi Sisselwein is offering an Ask the Rabbi session Wednesday, and a few other things that you can check out on our eBlast as well. So let's gather our Kiddush cups and our challah. If you have them, Zach, should I lift one up or do you have one?
I don't have one with me, Rabbi, so all you.
I have the kids' Kiddush cup right here. So if you sing along, I'll lift it up and we'll spotlight. Thank you, David, for the real Kiddush cup.
Amazing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu Zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit Ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim Ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol Amim v'shabbat kodecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Lift him nice and high. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashavat. Amen.
Thank you to all of you in the community for those beautiful Kiddush cups. So we're gonna lift up our challah. You guys gonna help me out? Thank you, Mo, for the beautiful challah. Here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz v'te'avo.
Shabbat Shalom, Cantor Zell. You look beautiful. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We'll unmute so you can say hello.
Hello, my friends on Zoom. I'm glad you're here. It's good to see you. We'll give it just a minute for people in the sanctuary to get settled. Hi, Mom. If you can hear me outside, you can grab yourself a snack and then come right in for some singing together. Bring the snacks in. I don't mind. Ozi vezim raja vayehi Yeshua. Ozi vezim raja vayehi Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for being here. I see you on Zoom, but I see mostly me, and that's going to change. I want to be able to see all your faces on Zoom. Hi, good to see you. This evening, let us just join together and take the sweetness of Shabbat. And let's keep it nice and close. Whatever you're holding on to, whatever you're feeling in this moment, let's just be here. Let's just celebrate together. As we come and as we join and as we sit, we're going to sing one song many, many times so that you can feel the reverberations and the resonance of the song, the words, the melody. You can let it just fall deeper and deeper into your heart. The image I will bring into this evening is waves. There's waves coming in, waves going out. As we join together with these words, we'll join and we'll sing together, and just when we come familiar with it after, 10 times of singing it maybe, we'll come right back down and we'll hear some words of poetry to go along with it. And then we'll sing some more. I invite you to find yourself in the melody. I invite you to find yourself in the Hebrew. I invite you to find yourself just with your own breath, if that's what you need. Kol ha'olam kulo, gesher tsar me'od, v'ha'ikar lo lefachet klal. The whole entire world is like a narrow bridge. And the most important part is to not be afraid. Ha'olam kulo gesher tsar me'od kol ha'olam kulo gesher tsar me'od. Sing that a few more times. Kol ha'olam kulo gesher tsar me'od. Kol ha'olam kulo gesher tsar me'od. Here's part 2. Ve'ha'ikar lo lefachet klal. Just like that. Ve'ha'ikar lo lefachet klal.
customary to share words of the sages during the Kumsit. So, the words of one of the sages of our generation, Amanda Gorman. This poem is called The Unordinary World. The worst is over, depending on who you ask. This time we are alone not by command, but because all we've ever desired is a second of our own, to be still and seeing, remote but not distant, like a moon orbiting the globe it's most fond of. Now that the best has begun, depending on who you ask, we will be no worm shrinking from all that shines. Our future is a sea flooded with sun, our souls so solar and soldering. There is a cut of that burning in us all. Who are we, if not what we make of the dark?
essence of it all. No matter what we do, no matter what bridge we cross, our blessing is that we not be afraid.